Hi guys, today we're going to do one of my favourite little nymphs. Throughout the year, catches greyling, trout, December, March, July, November. All the way through the year, one of the best little patterns to have in the box. It's called French nymph. As you can see here, I have got a jig hook in the vise. Hook is a Hans V120 on a 16. Can use other jig hooks as well, but I like the 120, good solid hook. And we've got a 3mm nickel bead. Now, anyone that's seen a French nymph before might have seen it with a silver bead on. The reason I've chosen the nickel is just for a point of difference. We're in high summer at the moment, fish are in the heads. You'd normally fishing in sunlight, so a silver bead can give a lot of flash away, and if those fish see a lot of flies, they might shy away from that flashy fly, whereas that nickel bead doesn't quite flash so much in the water. So you will not spook the fish so much, or we hope so. Thread is a black number 70, one I use quite a bit of, so let's get this started. Set the hook, set the thread around the hook at the eye and work your way down to the bend. Just going to stop it just past the point there, as you can see. Now for the tail, I'm going to use Coq de Leon, cracking material. Let's use it for pretty much all of the tailing on my rubber nymphs and a lot of the still water nymphs as well. Can even use it for wings on sedges. It floats really well. So I'm just going to take a pinch, maybe a dozen or so fibres off from there, and just neaten them up so we've got a nice sort of tail, nice and even. Take that in my left hand, pinch and loop, secure it in place. Now I'm going to do that one quite slack, I'm not going to pull it all the way down tight, so I can just adjust the length to how I see fit. I'm looking for a length probably about the same sort of length of the shank of the hook, but different people will prefer different tail lengths, and just do it to whatever you see fit. Once I'm happy with the length of that tail, just going to do a couple of turns like so to bed that tail in place so it doesn't slip about. Come in with the scissors and chop the excess off. Now, usually you would chop the excess off where the thread stopped, but not this time. I'm going to cut that off, leave a bit of that excess sticking out. The reason for that is once we tie up the body material, we've got a nice flat body profile. So next up, I'm going to get some silver wire just to use for a rib, and I'm going to catch that in. I'm going to wind it 2 or 3 turns towards the eye. Next up, I'm also going to catch in some red holographic. 2 or 3 turns towards the eye again. Now the reason I'm going towards the eye is so I don't get a build up thread at the back when I'm tying all these extra materials on. So I'm just going to neaten that up there by carrying the black thread towards the bead of the hook, and then back down on myself. And you can see there how that creates the lovely flat body profile. We haven't got a big lump at the back, tapering down to a shallow front end, so we'll get a big back end and a shallow front. We've got a nice level tapered body, which is ideal. Run the thread back up to probably just under halfway up the hook shank there. Take the red holographic and I'm going to take 3 turns of that to use as the base of the body. And that looks about alright. So a couple of turns in to trim that off. Snip the excess off, but again leave small end there so we can taper the body like so. So once we're happy with that, I'm just going to check the other side, make sure we're looking okay. Just going to add another layer of thread or 2, just to give that body a bit more sustenance. You can do it really thin, you can thicken it up, you can put a jig back in, put some more weight there. But for this one, this is going to be used in the shallow water in the high summer, so we don't want too much weight there. So that will just about do. To finish the body, I'm going to get the silver wire and just rib up through the holographic over the black thread up towards the eye of the hook. Put one up, put one in behind the bead, just to help secure the bead in place as well. A few turns either side to fix that in place. Once we've got that fixed in place, just going to take the wire a couple of turns and it breaks off. At this point, I'm just going to add a dab of super glue to the body, just to help secure it in place. You can use bug bond or something of a similar nature, but super glue is just as good, I think, just to help secure the body in place and we don't get any ripped fibres, or the rib doesn't come away once the fish grabs it. To finish the fly off, just going to use a bit of Hen's Spectra dubbing. This is number 46. It's a sort of a dark peacock colour. Great little material, one that everyone should have in the box of ties. You tie a hell of a lot of flies with that material. So I've got quite a substantial pinch there. I'm not going to be lacking for thorax, but that's what I like on this fly. So I've got about an inch, as you can see. Once I'm happy with how much I've got, I'm going to dub that on really tightly. Do 3 or 4 turns. You can always take it away if you think you've got too much on. So hence the reason I've got probably a bit excess. But like I say, I can always remove that rather than, it's a lot easier to take away than put it back on. So once I'm happy with the thorax there, I'm just going to take the whip finish, forward finish turns, slide the thread up, make sure it's nicely bedded in place, and there we are. That is the French nymph. Just going to tidy the body up there, do that Spectra. Got caught in the way. Now you can see there how that Spectra dubbing just about teases itself out. Once that super glue dries, go in there with a bit of Velcro and rough it all away, and you'll have a cracking little fly all year round, especially good on grayling. One to have in your box, definitely, the French nymph.